All right, so it's kind of been a hot topic in the drifting community recently after a few YouTube videos went out as far as budget builds and what you can build a drift car for in 2025. I'm here to tell you that you can build a drift car that is fully drift track ready for less than $5,000, and I'm going to do it and show you how. So I was scrolling Marketplace to find a chassis, ended up coming across this 350Z that had high mileage, said it needed a clutch. So I shot them a few lower offers. It was listed at 4,500. I shot them at like 2 to 25. I was like, man, it needs a clutch. Like, you can get them running and driving for 5, blah, blah, blah. And I was fully ready to put a clutch in it. Ended up going and picking it up. I got there, talked to him in person. Guy was super cool. Ended up getting the car out the door for $2,700 as it sits in this picture right here. So after I picked up the car, I immediately texted my boy Brennan in Tennessee. He parts out a lot of 350Zs, and I said, hey bro, do you have any coilovers? Use set of coilovers. And he said he had these Raceland Primos, so like the $800 ones, for like 400 shipped, I think is what I paid for them. So let's keep track here. Now we're at $2,700 for the car, and I just got the coilovers for 400 shipped. I also bought rear tow arms from him too, because they're true rear coilovers. That's what you want on a 350Z. This isn't like a super budget build. This is going to be $5,000, the best you can get for $5,000 total. So that brings us to 180 plus 400 plus 2,700. So that's like 3,280 into the car now. And I also want a body kit on this car. I want a working hydro, and I want some nice wheels on it. So next up was wheels. I was like, I want the car to look good. Lower it on coilovers. We'll take these wheels off. Also going to sell the factory suspension because that's great. I sold the rear springs and shocks, I think, for like $100. Front struts were kind of rough, but it came with a set of new front struts in the rear. Sold those for $100. So now minus $200 off of that. While I had the car up in the air, I took off the stock wheels that had newer tires on them, sold those same day for $400, so that'll put some money back into the build. So that kind of covers like the last week to get us caught up to where I started the video. I also bought these wheels from Jace next door. I paid $400 for those without tires. So I bought some more tires that were $200, so $600 into those, but I sold the factory ones for $400. So I'm really $200 into a set of new wheels and tires, or newer. The Cosmos are a little beat up, but they look good. Car sits good. Also got a set of $40 rear spacers from Amazon. So I'll add that into my cost sheet too, that I'll kind of keep updated. So that means front bumper, side skirts, and rear bumper. I sold the rear bumper for $150, and I sold the front bumper for $100, and someone's coming to get the side skirts over there right now for another $100. So off of the factory Aero, or whatever you want to call it, I made what, $350. So I was kind of getting a little closer to the budget and price, but I wanted to put a body kit on this car. A new body kit on the low end is probably $800 to $1,000. For a nicer kit, $1,500, maybe $1,800. Ended up finding, because I'm constantly making Facebook posts about looking for this, looking for that. Rolando had a full aero kit from his 350Z that he had, but I mean, this thing was beat through a drift season or two, and so I bought it along with a bunch of other parts from 240s and Corollas and stuff. Since then, I've sold $1,000 worth of those parts, so I'm basically $0 into the body kit. Here's the front bumper here, the side skirts. They were a lot worse before. I've since paid the guys next door to fix all of the fiberglass work on them. So here's the rear bumper as well. And now I have a complete body kit. So now I don't know what the total price is that I paid them. I want to say it was right around like $300 or $400 to completely fix the body kit. So we'll call it $400 total that I'm into this body kit. So doing pretty good. Let's do some math and see kind of where I'm at, because I've thrown out a lot of numbers. So let's break it down. I got the price of the car, coilovers, camber arms immediately to $3,280, minus the $600 because I sold the stock suspension and I sold the wheels and tires that were stock on it. I bought these wheels and I bought these tires. So I'm all in the car at 3280 at this point. So we're at 3280, and then the 350Z body kit I got from Rolando, plus the miscellaneous parts for $1,000. I've sold $1,000 worth of those miscellaneous parts. I'm actually gonna make money on that, but just for this, we'll keep it simple. Just to show that I got the body kit for basically free. $200 eBay headlights. I sold the stock ones for $100, so I'm $100 into those. $40 Amazon spacers, and I forgot to mention this $110 Max Peating Rod like rear arms kit. So I have full adjustable rear suspension now, not just the GK Tech lower camber toe arms, whatever you call them. Sold the stock bumpers and skirts from the car for $350, and then I paid the guys next door $400. So basically, if you do just body kit, I'm like $50 into the body kit. $35.80 all in as of right now. Then today I just splurged on a GK Tech Hydro I actually found locally for $100. It's brand new. Shout out to Robert for finding me that. Then GK Tech lines and dual caliper brackets. Again, Brennan hit me with those. Those are brand new, but he's the dealer for them. So I got those for $400 shipped. And then on eBay, I got the GK Tech angle kit for $340 shipped. I kind of forgot to mention at the beginning of the video, I did say that the car needed a clutch. The car ended up not actually needing a clutch. It had a newer clutch installed a few tens of thousands of miles ago. The car was maintained by the shop next door to me, RB's, for the last like 150,000 miles of it. So from like 100,000 to 250,000 miles, it was maintained at RB's. And they put a clutch in it somewhat recently. We ended up just changing the slave and the master, and that fixed the issue that it had. The clutch was totally fine. So I forgot to throw that on there, so that's another $100. So total at $45.20 right now. So the car currently just needs the body kit put on. I'm waiting on the GK Tech dual caliper and angle kit stuff to come in. And then I just have to paint the body kit, which isn't really going to cost any money. As well as obviously mounting it and just install the GK Tech angle, install the GK Tech Hydro setup. And oh, that's what's left is I need a seat and I need a seat bracket. So I'm currently looking for a deal on that on Marketplace. I think I'm going to find something very quickly. So I'm going to make this a two-part video. I'm going to kind of chop off the first part here, show you how the car currently looks as of right now today. We have coilovers installed, wheels installed, tires installed, spacers on, body kit's getting prepped for paint. I got all my lights and whatnot taken out of the stock bumpers that I sold. Taillights are just out to put on the bumper. The car already had an exhaust on it, which is cool. Not that you really need that for drifting. Looking for a deal for the seat right now. I did put a nice Nismo old logo shift knob on there, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, outside of the seat and the body kit, and then installing all the angle and whatnot, that's kind of where we're going to leave part one at.